hell, everyone? This is your instructor from POC. Today we're going to learn about the success story of Mercedes-Benz. This story is for level 4 learners, C. So, if you're at level 3, you might find this video a bit challenging. But don't worry, keep watching our channel. Soon, you'll be at level 4. And when you are, you'll be able to understand this story very easily. Let's get started. Once upon a time in Germany, there were two very successful companies, Daimler, Motoren, Gesellschaft, and Benz and C. Both companies produced automobiles. In 1926, they decided to join forces and create one large company. The new company was called Daimler-Benz AG. It produced luxurious cars under the brand name Mercedes-Benz. Their first factory was in Stuttgart, Germany. There, they created powerful engines and assembled their first motor vehicle. At that time, the company only had about 4,000 employees today. But today, almost 100 years later, Mercedes-Benz has around 180,000 employees worldwide. That's 45 times more people. In the early 1930s, Mercedes-Benz introduced a new type of vehicle, a low-priced car for the It was called the Mercedes-Benz 170. It sold very well and helped the company survive during the Great Depression. During World War II, the company produced military vehicles for the German army. After the war, the factory was damaged, and the company needed financial help. The French occupation forces bought the company in 1945. They wanted to punish the owners. The owners had close ties with Hitler and the Nazi Party. The French thought that by buying the company, they could make the owners poor. But this plan failed. Even though the French owned the company, the German government gave subsidies to the company, so the company didn't go bankrupt. Instead, it recovered and began producing passenger cars again. In the 1950s, Mercedes-Benz became popular in America. People loved the luxurious vehicles, and the company became very profitable. However, in 1964, the company faced new safety standard went into effect. Cars had to pass a series of crash tests. Mercedes-Benz tried to meet the new safety standards, but their vehicles kept failing the crash tests. They couldn't figure out how to make safe yet luxurious vehicles. For 2 years, they couldn't sell any of their vehicles. Finally, in 1966, they created a car that met the safety standards. It was called the Mercedes-Benz 230. It looked very different from other Mercedes vehicles because it had a large front and rear bumper, strong frame, and a collapsible steering wheel. Even though it looked different, it was a huge success. Mercedes-Benz sold over 700,000 of these vehicles. Mercedes-Benz is one of the most successful car companies in the world. They produce over 2 million vehicles each year. Cocky. They are especially popular in China. Last year, they sold 2.4 million vehicles there. Now let's answer some questions about the story. What was the name of the first car that Mercedes-Benz produced? The first car that Mercedes-Benz produced was called the Mercedes-Benz 170. Who owned Mercedes-Benz after World War II? After World War II, the French occupation forces owned Mercedes-Benz. Why did the French buy Mercedes-Benz? The French bought Mercedes-Benz to punish the owners. They had close ties with Hitler and the Nazi Party. What was the name of the car that saved Mercedes-Benz from bankruptcy? The car that saved Mercedes-Benz from bankruptcy was called the Mercedes-Benz 230 SL. Now try to answer these questions. Write your answers in the comment section. 1. When was Mercedes-Benz founded? 2. Where was the first factory located? 3. How many employees does Mercedes-Benz have today? 4. What type of vehicle was the Mercedes-Benz 230? 5. Which country is the biggest buyer of Mercedes-Benz today? If you want, you can pause the video and write your answers down. Now let's check your answers. 1. When was Mercedes-Benz founded? It was founded in 1926. 2. Where was the first factory located? The first factory was located in Stuttgart, Germany. 3. How many employees does Mercedes-Benz have today? They have around 180,000 employees today. 4. What type of vehicle was the Mercedes-Benz 230? It was a low-priced car. 5. Which country is the biggest buyer of Mercedes-Benz today? China is the biggest buyer of Mercedes-Benz today. Okay, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.